Hey, what's going on, guys? Mark Chistelli here. And recently, me and my wife have actually just started running mile runs in the morning, and it's because she wanted to start running in the morning to get in better health, right? She's trying to get more in fit, in better shape. So she's like, "Hey, babe, I want to run in the morning. I want to do mile runs, and I want you to do it with me." Now, I didn't want to do mile runs. Like, I hate running. Personally, me, like, I love playing basketball, but just running for the sake of running, I hate it, right? I don't like doing it. Even the morning, because we actually just started this Monday, right? And even the morning of, like, she woke me up to go running, and everything in me was like, no, I don't want to do this. I was already thinking about how cold it's going to be outside because we're in December, right? How much it's going to hurt, how much I did not want to do it. And she's the one that wanted to do it. But, I was like, hey, I'm going to do it for her, right? Because she wanted to get in shape. I'm going to support her, do it with her, and I can get in better shape myself as well, right? So we go out there to do the run. And as we're doing the run, right? And remember, I don't want to do the run, and it's cold outside. So I got my sweatshirt on, I got my sweatpants on, right? It is freezing outside. And literally as soon as I get out there, my skin hurts. I'm like, like all the cold just hits me like 1,000 knives, right? And as we get out there, we start running. And as we're running, probably like a quarter way through, she stops. Right. And I'm like, come on, stop. Like, come on, like, just keep going. You got this. You got this. And as we keep going, and she stops again. And she keeps stopping, but I keep going. And the crazy thing is that even though I did not want to do it, right? I didn't want to do the run. She wanted to do the run. I did not stop during the run. Now, this isn't to say like, my wife is a hard worker, right? She works very hard. So actually, I'll tell you right now, like in our marriage, we've been married for 6 years. She's been a harder worker than me by far, right? But in this instance, the only reason why I was able to continue to run and not stop was because I was focused, right? And not just because of what I was focused, we both have focus, right? And when it comes to, and the reason why I'm telling you is because I'm going to tell you why and how you can use this and the real secret to create success wherever you want in life. And the secret to creating success wherever you want in life really just all has to do with focus. All right. Now, we both were running. She kept stopping, but I was able to continue to run. And that isn't to say that it didn't hurt for me. It hurt for me. Like my lungs are hurting, my shins were hurting, right? My legs were hurting during the run. And I'm pretty sure it was hurting for her too. That's why she stopped. But the difference was where our focus was. When we started that run, I told myself in my head, I am not going to stop until I finish this mile. And that was my complete focus, right? And that's where my mind was. But her focus was on the pain. And this is the issue and that most people have when they try to create success in their life is where their focus is, all right? Because we all have focus, right? So let me just draw this out for you real quick. When it comes to success is this, right? Success is point A where you are. So you're gonna put right here where you are, right? This is where you are, and then success is over here at Z, right? So this is where success is right here. This is where you want to be, right? And most people, they're like, hey, I want to get here. I want to create this life of success that I want. Whatever you define as success, might be a better marriage, might be financial. It could be whatever it is. We all have different things that we're after that we consider success, right? We all define success differently. But what happens is, right? So for example, what happens is what we have is focus. Okay, we all have focus. And focus isn't this thing where, I don't believe focus is this thing where you have some amount, right? Or like a limited amount or something, right? We all have focus and we're able to focus on different things that we decide to focus on. So let me show you how it works real quick. So focus, what I look at focus is like this. And what you should look at it is like this. Focus, we all start off the day with, I would say 100% of focus, okay? We have 100% of focus. All right, so there's 100% of focus. And what happens is we then allocate that 100% as we want to. So for example, when you wake up in the morning and you decide to pick up your phone, you take 100% of focus and you put you're putting 20% of your focus already on your phone starting in the morning, right? So it goes to the phone, 20% goes to the phone in the morning, right? Then you go to brush your teeth. 5% of your focus is now going towards brushing your teeth, right? And what happens is, as you put these things, and there's certain things that we have to focus on, certain things that we don't have to focus on, right? So for example, social media, right? Or just, different little things like social media, television, right? So we decide what we put our focus on. So we put our focus towards different things where we don't have to put focus towards, but when we put our focus towards those things, it takes away the focus from where we want it to be, right? So let me break it down to you like this. What happens with most people, that want to do anything great or become successful is that the issue they're having is that they put their focus towards the wrong thing. And because they put their focus towards the wrong things, right? They then tend to forget about where they want it to be in the first place, which is Z. So let me break it down to you like this so you can really understand. So what happens is this. Most people, they want to create something successful. If you're an entrepreneur, it might be a business you want to create that's going to be super successful. And the journey is the same for most people, but it's just what you put your focus on that determines a different outcome. So if you want to go over here, Z, and let's say just business-wise, you're like, hey, I want to build a 6-figure business in 2025, right? What happens with most people is when they first start off, they're putting all their focus when you first have the idea. This is why you feel so motivated and you feel so excited, right? Because you're putting all your focus towards this thing, and you're focusing on what your life is going to be like once you acquire this thing, right? What your life is going to look like, the freedom you're going to have, the more control you're going to have, and that's why you're all excited and pumped up. But what happens is, to get here, there's different steps, okay? And the different steps are going to look like this. It's going to be like B, right? I'm starting a business. I got to come up with like a business plan or figure out how to get customers, right? Then it's going to be like, so you're going to have to go to A to B, then to F. Of course, there's other steps in between there. C, B, A, B, C, D, E, F. Then you got to get to F, all the other steps. And that might be, creating a website, right? Then it might be like G, which is going to be finding a service to offer to people, right? And you know the different steps that it takes, like services, right? All the way up until you get to Z. Now, what happens is success is not this straight path. So you're not just going from A to Z, right? It's not just straight from A to Z. This is what most people are looking for. Most people are looking for something that's going to be straightforward. They think it's going to just be straight from A to Z. And no, that's not how it works when it comes to success. When it comes to success, for creating success in anything, there's going to be many different steps that you have to take to get to that success, right? And a lot of those steps is going to be through failure. There's going to be a lot of things that you do that don't work out. And what happens with most people, because they're not focused on where they want to be, they're not focused on the goal, or they can't keep focused on it, because when they first start off, they have the focus. What happens is this: as soon as they meet a roadblock, right? So for example, as soon as they meet a roadblock, so they're focused on this, but as soon as they meet a roadblock, right? So like, hey, I want to build a successful business. They meet a roadblock, because the first roadblock they meet, they go to B, right? They were from A. And remember, the focus needs to be on Z, where you want. But because when they go to B is like, hold on, I gotta write this down better so I can actually write on it. B, I'm gonna show you what happens. Because, right? So B, oh, it's not letting me write no more. All right, B. So they go to B. What happens is from A to B, right here is roadblocks. So you have roadblocks, right? So what do the roadblocks look like? They're like, all right, let me go start a web. Let me go figure out a business I'm gonna get into, right? And the roadblock might be, okay, well, what business should I start with, or what business do I like, right? And the roadblock might be, you have to figure out how to, I don't know, just spitball on. You got to figure out how to. Let's say you want to run an agency, ads agency, and you got to figure out how to run ads for companies, right? That's the first step you got to do, right? Now, when you go out to do that, you start to see that you're going to figure out that, oh, wow, this isn't as simple as I thought it was going to be in your head, right? It's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. And then what happens is there's pain right here from A to B, because now you got to go out there and do something to get further. So that's going to lead you to get further closer to your goal. But to get there is going to require pain, right? The pain is going to be, all right, now I got to go learn something new. It's painful for a lot of people. You got to go and learn something new. Your head's probably going to hurt, right? You're going to feel confused. You're going to feel uncomfortable. And then the pain starts to come in. And what happens with most people is when that pain comes in, the roadblock, their focus now shifts from the Z, where they want to be. So now they start to forget, right? You'll notice this happens to you too, right? Where now you start to forget about your goals where you want to be here, right? And your focus starts to shift to the roadblock. You start to focus here. So now instead of, let's say you had 100, right? 60% of your focus going here, where you're like, I'm going to make this happen, You are super motivated. You are pumped up. You don't have that feeling where you're like, yeah, like, like you're tingling inside. You're like, yeah, this is it right here, right? And then the first roadblock comes, and most people, 90% of people, they stop right here. 90%, they stop right here at step 1, right? Most of them stop right here because the first roadblock comes and their focus, the 60% focus they had here, shifts to here, right? And now instead of going 60%, they put 50% comes over here, the focus, right? And then only 10% is here now. And now because they're so focused on this, right? They start to forget about this goal that they had, this big goal that they have. And now the first roadblock comes, and for most people, that first road, they're so unused to dealing with uncomfort, right? And getting outside the comfort zone, that they just quit right here. They go, I'm done, right there. And they just revert back, they turn off of the road, and they go back to where they want to be. And here's the thing, when you focus on, so we can go back to the story with my wife, why I even told you that story is because what you focus on, you're going to get more of in life. Right? So for example, when we were running, I was hurting too. My shins were hurting too. My lungs were hurting too. But my focus was always on the goal. And I did not leave that focus. Because I was so focused on that goal, I did not feel the pain as much. Even though I had the pain, it was like a pain, like I felt it, but as I was running, it was like it almost wasn't even there. Right? And what happens is, and let me give you a great example of this. You remember going to the doctor's office as a kid? And they're about to give you a shot, right? And before they give you the shot, the doctor, if you have a good doctor, if you had a good doctor, a good kid's doctor, I had a good one. What he would do is, for me, my doctor, at least what he did was, he'd be like, hey, look over there, or whatever, like try to get me distracted. So he tried to take my focus away because he knew if he took away my focus away from it, and I wasn't as focused on him putting a needle in, the pain wouldn't be as bad. And it didn't work because I'd get trapped, or he'd ask me questions, right? Like, hey, what grade are you in? Or, like, how's school going? And then once you start talking about your stuff, he notices your focus is gone. That's when he then takes his chance to attack. Boom, hit you with the needle, bang. And then he hits you with it, but it doesn't feel as bad because you weren't focused. And your focus was somewhere else. So when he hits you with the needle, you still feel the pain, but it wouldn't have been as if you were looking there and just waiting for him to put it in. Like, you would have been like, it would have been like 10 times worse, right? Sorry to be dramatic, but I'm just trying to get you guys to really understand this. So what you put your focus on, you're going to get way more of it, because what happens with most people, the average person, when they set their minds to a goal, right? Once roadblocks come, they start to lose focus on where they want to go. And here's the thing, guys. When it comes to creating success in any area, any arena of success, right? Whether business, life, relationships, finances, right? There's always going to be roadblocks, because those roadblocks are the cost of success, are the cost of where you want to go, right? And actually, we're watching a video of Alex Hormozy, and he was saying, if you're not willing to pay the price that somebody else is willing to pay, then don't feel entitled to having what they have, right? Because that's what we live. We're living in a generation where people are entitled. They feel like they should be able to do whatever they want and still get the same results as somebody else who's paying the price to be there, right? They feel like they should be able to watch television all day, eat crazy, and still have six-pack abs, watch television all day and play video games and still make 7-8 figures and be a CEO and be super successful, because everybody thinks they're CEO in 2024, right? And not pay the price. But here's the thing. To get it from A to Z, there's a price that has to be paid. It's not going to be free, right? And that price is going to be whatever the price is. The price might be you working 8-hour days towards, so let's say you want to be a 7-figure ad agency owner. The price might be you having to go out there, buy courses, spend 8 hours a day learning, right? Doing trial and error, right? Failing at different things, picking yourself back up, trying over again until you get to where you want to be. So the people that actually get to that point where they're like a 7-figure, 8-figure ad agency owner, or a 7-8-figure, 6-figure digital marketer, or whatever it might be, they're so focused on their goal that they don't care about the pain. They're like, I'm going to pay whatever the cost is to get there. And what happens is most people, they're like, yes, I do want to get here, but once they get over here, most people quit right here. They quit at step 1. We lose 90% of people right here. And then halfway through, you're probably going to lose another, let's say 90%. The other 5% stop right here of the original starting point, right? Then what happens is only 1% gets here. right? Because only 1% is willing to go through the hard things to get there. And here's the thing you guys understand too. The hard way is the easy way, and the easy way is the hard way. I actually just started reading this book right here. It's really good. I would highly, highly, highly recommend reading it. This book right here will literally shift your mind in so many crazy ways. Like, it's done tremendous things for me. I'm actually going to read this a couple of times. I just read it one time. I'm probably going to read it over again, right? And it's called The Obstacle is the Way, because it's the truth. The obstacle is the way. Most people, what they're looking for in life is they're looking for a shortcut where they can have their cake and eat it too. They're looking for a way where they can make money easy, quickly, be in great shape, have great relationships, but still be able to scroll on their phone all day, still be able to watch Netflix, still be able to eat junk food, and then still be able to make 6, 7, and 8 figures. And they're looking for this shortcut to get there, and there is no shortcut to get there, right? Because the cost is the cost, right? When you go to the store, right, Bentley, if you want to go get a Bentley has a price tag on it, and you can't determine what that price tag is. It's either you're going to pay the price and get that Bentley, or you're not going to pay the price and you're not going to get the Bentley. But you can't be angry at the person that's willing to pay the price to get the Bentley, right? Because if you want to get the Bentley, you can pay that same price to get there. Because the only thing separating you from where you are and where you want to be is just time and commitment. That's literally it. Time, commitment, and focusing on where you want to be. But focus is going to be the vehicle that gets you from where you are to where you want to be, right? So if you want to be the person that's a great entrepreneur, it's going to take sacrifice. Let me give you some examples. I'm someone that hates reading books. But one resounding thing I've heard about people that's got to 7, 8 figures, I've made 6 figures multiple years, right? But one thing that I've heard from different entrepreneurs that have gotten to higher levels than I have is that they read books, right? And one thing I did ridiculously was I'd get to 6 figures, but I'd watch a lot of TV, I'd scroll on my phone. So I was doing these things, and I look at people that are highly more successful, and I'm like, why are they there and I'm not there? So then I started to look at their life and what they're doing, their patterns, the sacrifices they're making, I'm not making, and I realized, one of the biggest things is that what I kept hearing them say is I read books. I'm actually taking things that are not taking me closer to where I want to be. That's taking my focus away. So what they're doing is, that I heard is, they're taking things that are taking their focus away from where they want to be. So everything that's taking the focus away from here, that they can actually, so the focus that's being taken away from there, so the things that they can actually afford to get rid of, right? So for example, I'm not going to get rid of my kids and my family. Like, it's a necessity. They need to be there. I love them, right? So you're not going to get rid of those things. You're not going to get those extremes. But the things that you can get rid of, like the 4 hours a day of scrolling, right? Going out and drinking with friends, like the things that you know you can get rid of, that you can live without, that's not getting you closer to your goals, you start to chuck that into the fire. You chuck that into the fire of success. So look, it's like this, right? It's this bin. And everything that doesn't get you closer to here, you start to throw it into the fire. And when you throw it into the fire gets bigger and bigger and bigger, right? But for it to get there, you're gonna have to sacrifice. You're gonna have to sacrifice the things you don't want to do. Right? So for example, if you want to get in crazy shape, you're gonna have to sacrifice the junk food. You're gonna have to sacrifice the time of sleeping, or the time you put towards sitting down and going to the gym. It takes a sacrifice. So for somebody to get 6-pack abs, there's a cost associated to that, right? There's going to be a cost associated to it. And I know most of us, because trust me, it's not fun, right? Of course, I would love to be able to get to 7, 8, 9 figures and still be able to watch TV and play video games and do, all those fun things. Like, I'm human just like you. Anyone who's successful is human just like you. But the thing is that the people that get farther ahead is that they are willing to sacrifice and pay the price to get to where they want to be at. And if you want to get to where you want to be at in life, there's going to be a cost associated, and you're going to have to make sacrifices. And like I said earlier, the hard way is the easy way, and the easy way is the hard way. So let me break this down for you so you really understand it. So my daughter, because I have 3 kids, right? My daughter, my oldest child, she does chores in the house, right? We're raising her up to be an adult, right? So she does chores. All of my kids do chores that's able to. Only my son doesn't do chores because he's only 1 year old. He can't do chores yet. Once he can do chores, he's definitely going to be doing chores, right? But I want them to have good work ethic. But like I was saying, so my daughter, and we're trying to teach her this lesson. She's still learning, But we're trying to teach her this lesson, right? That the hard way is the easy way, and the easy way is the hard way. So my daughter, one of the things that she does is her chores is doing the dishes. So she does the dishes, right? Now I'm gonna put this hard way is the easy way. And easy way is the hard way, right? Reverse. So one of the things she does is she does the dishes. And when she does the dishes, this is what my daughter loves to do. She does this in a lot of areas of life, helping to get better, because it's how a thing that a lot of people do, right? Now, when it comes to doing the dishes, she likes to rush through it quickly, right? She doesn't really like pay close attention. So she'll rush through the dishes to try to get it done as quick as possible. Now, because she does that, she tends to miss a lot of the gunk on the dishes. So she doesn't do it properly. So we'll go in there, everybody go get a cup to drink some water, and the cup has like smudge in there or it smells terrible. Then we got to call her back, and she got to come back and redo the dishes over again. And sometimes she redoes the dishes 2-3 times. Now, here's the funny thing. She was trying to find the easy way to do it. So she's doing it as easy as possible because she's trying to find the easy way. And what she's doing is she wasn't taking her time. She wasn't double checking, right? She was doing the little things she could be doing to make sure the dishes are good. But she was rushing because she wanted to get it done quick and easily. And because she did that, she'll have to redo it 2 times or 3 times. Now, because she's trying to save time, the goal was to save time. But because she rushed, now she has to do it 3 times, and it actually caused her to lose time. And she's trying to do it the easy way, right? Or if she just did it the hard way in the beginning, which is actually just taking the time, doing the things she don't want to do, she would have had to do it 1 time and she would have been done. And the path to where she wanted to be, which was clean dishes, would have gotten there better, right? She actually would have gotten to the goal, and she would have gotten there actually quicker. So what happens with most people is they're looking for the easiest way possible to get what they want, right? Instead of just doing what's hard and required to get what they want. Because actually, the hard way is the way. Like even the book I was telling you about, the obstacle is the way to get to where you want to be. But what happens to most people, they're like, hey, I want to be successful. I want to have financial freedom. I want to be part of my family. And they look for the easiest way possible to do that. This is why people go out there and they're like, hey, let me try and find a job that I can get paid quickly now, right? And they get that quickly now, but they never reach the goal that they actually want, which is what most people want, is to be able to provide for their family. They want to be able to make money, not look at price tag. They want to be able to have enough money in their pockets so they can have a living. But most people look for the easiest way possible to do that, which is why they go out here and then somebody work a job for 40 years and they get stuck because they're always looking for this easy way, right? And because what's really required to get what you want is going to be the hard way, right? Which you're going to be actually sacrificing, most people won't do it. Most people won't go out there and start a business and put in months of work and see no income, right? And then learn new skills and get uncomfortable. Most people won't record videos and get on camera and be uncomfortable, right? Because it feels like, and let me tell you, when I record videos, it's like, it's not fun for me or anyone else that's doing it, right? But it's that we realize that there's a cost, and we realize that that's the cost, but we're also focused on where we want to be. And we realize if we do what we need to do, it's going to get us to where we want to be. Because there's certain people out there that go, wait, well, you might be somebody that goes, well, I don't feel comfortable recording videos. Recording videos is not for me. Then if that's not for you, then also the reward that comes with it is not for you either, right? If you're somebody that goes, well, I don't believe in buying courses or doing mentorships, and I don't believe in, if you want to be a great salesperson, for example, you're like, I don't believe in doing cold calling or talking to people. I don't like being uncomfortable. Then the rewards of that, of being an excellent salesman that can make 7 or 8 figures a year, or being someone that can build a great big YouTube channel that can be an influencer that makes 7 and 8 figures a year, then that's not for you either. Because the cost associated to it is the cost. And you have to go through the hard things, or it's going to get you closer to it. Right? You're going to be tried and tested by fire, right? The fire is going to determine if you are deserving of what you want. Because like I said earlier, people have an entitlement mindset. So people are like, when they see people who are successful, they see them as like evil, right? They see people who have gotten tremendous success as evil people, right? Because they're willing to pay the cost, right? And they feel like in their minds, they feel like they deserve to have that because they're just alive. When honestly, you need to come from a life of being gratefulness. Gratefulness is the true key. Being grateful for where you are, right? And realizing that you are not entitled to anything in life. You're only entitled to what you've earned, right? And you cannot fake the grind. You can't fake life, because the outcome of your life is all going to be the result of what you've done, right? The outcome of your life is going to be the result of what you've done. And you cannot fake that, right? So if you're not willing to pay the price, you're not willing to go through the hard things, to make it happen, then you will never get the results that you want, and it all comes down to your focus. But I hope this helps you guys out. This is literally how you create success in whatever you want. It's how I've been able to do it. I'm just gonna leave you guys off with this. When I started off my Instagram account, I had 400,000 followers. When I first started off my Instagram account, my second month only had 200 followers. Right, my videos were not blowing up. I didn't have 400,000 followers overnight. But what I did was I was focused on my goal. I seen people where they were at. I knew where I wanted to be. And I was willing to put in that time towards learning. I was willing to put in the money towards buying courses. I was willing to put in the time towards getting mentors, right? I was willing to go through the trial and error where I put a video, it didn't work, it flopped, and I come back, have to relook, post 50 videos, learn from that, and keep getting better and better. And then, I got to where I'm at now, but because my focus was there, right? So for example, Thomas Edison, I believe it's Thomas Edison, I might be wrong. Whoever invented the light bulb, I think it's Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. Whoever created the light bulb, right? You go look this up. Most people just see a light bulb and they think that he just created a light bulb and he just figured it out of anywhere. No. What happened was he went through 6,000 different iterations. He tried out 6,000 different ways that did not work before he found what actually did work, which is now why we have the light bulb. But most people, what they would do is they might try 2 times, they might try 1 time, it doesn't work and they quit. Or they might try 100 times, it doesn't work and they quit, right? But what he was focused on was the goal. He was like, I'm not stopping until I get to where I want to be. And that's the same thing, like I said earlier with my wife. Her focus was not on the goal. Her focus was on the pain. He didn't care about how much painful. And trust me, I'm pretty sure it sucked going through it where he'd make the 50th light bulb and it still didn't work. And I'm pretty sure it sucked. But he was so focused on what he wanted the outcome to be, literally bringing what was in his mind into reality, that he didn't care about the pain or the trials and errors to get there. He kept going till he got there. And I'm telling you, if you want to get to where you want to be in life, you're going to have to keep going till you get to where you want to be in life, right? Whatever that cost might be. You have to be willing to pay the cost and be focused and be like, I'm going to push through whatever it has to be, right? Whether you feel good or not feel good, right? Whether it's painful, I'm going to go through whatever it takes to get there. I'm willing to pay the price, is what you have to say. And I'm willing to pay the price because I know I'm worth it. I know my family's worth it. I know that who I want to provide to is worth it. And I know the outcome is going to be worth it. So I'm willing to pay whatever the price is to create success that I want. And that's the secret, the real secret to creating success. I know a lot of you guys are probably looking for a shortcut, an easy way, but that is the secret to creating success wherever you want. You're going to have to be willing to pay the price. So I hope this helped you guys out, right? Like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave any questions you have below or any comments below. If you disagree with this, you can put it below. But I love hearing from you guys. I try to put as many videos as I can to help you guys out. For an entrepreneur out there, right? You're just trying to create success in any realm of your life. But I put these videos out to help you guys out. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions below. Comment below. I'll reply back to every comment below as well. But yeah, gotta go from there. I'll see you guys in the next video.